Okay, Oval fans. Look, I gotta say, and I'm being completely honest about this. I'm with each passing Tuesday or Wednesday, whenever whenever I get a chance to watch the episode, because I don't watch it live. I'm semi blown away by how engaged some of the episodes are and how eager I am to see what's going to happen next. Now, look, if it turns out by the end of this season is garbage, I would not be surprised. But I'm enjoying the season thus far. But I am nervous because it was around episode 7, 8, as we approach that 100th episode of season 5, or basically the 100th episode of the series, which just so happened to take place in season 5, a couple of episodes before the mid-season finale. That's when season 5 began to fall apart. But season 6 is doing something. Now, I gotta say, and I hate to sound foul, but the women in this show are bitches. I can't with these women, for real. So, vindictive, bitter, hypocritical, ridiculous. They're nice to look at. And the cast themselves are nice, but in terms of the characters like Priscilla and Nancy, they are the worst. I think, okay, when I think about the women in this show, debatably Lily is the only one no, she did have an affair with Donald in the first episode, but you could tell that to me, Lily is the only, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, but Lily is seemingly the only female in this series who was not a willing participant in the downfall of her relationship. She unknowingly got married to a devil. Someone who was closeted, someone who's manipulative and controlling, and set her up for a fall. Because if I remember correctly, the Bobby stunt was all something he orchestrated in order to have leverage against Lily if she tried to divorce him or something. So there's that. But when it comes to Nancy, she chose to be with Richard's father on the side while Richard was at war. Priscilla neglected her husband's needs, and he got caught up with the first lady. But yeah, these women are something else. So yeah, this is season 6, episode 5, Something to Hide. Solid 7 out of 10. Yeah, I docked a few points because this episode played out the way I thought it would in terms of Hunter grabbing his son, getting some agents, and going down to the Oval. And they're going through the tunnels, but we never saw it. Now, in the next episode, will we find out what was in those tunnels? I don't know. But for right now, I had to dock points. I'm like, all this build up to like Jason not wanting to tell or show what was in the tunnels, to not getting to see it, that pissed me off. Now, before we get into the actual review, make sure you take a moment to hit the thumbs up button to show you like the video. Follow me on social media. Links are in the description below. Hit subscribe and hit that bell icon and select all. That way you don't miss out whenever I post content on the channel. So, Nancy is, obviously distraught. Dale is freaking out because Richard takes the knife out of his dad and threatens to stab Nancy with it, and he just goes off into the kitchen. Nancy holds Clarence as he's dying, and he's blaming himself like, no, I deserve this. No, you didn't deserve it. Look, and I will say this much. I got to give Clarence some kind of credit, just some. His final breath, he's telling Nancy, whatever you do, don't tell the cops what my son did. And then he dies. And Dale is freaking out. He's like, yeah, I'm just going to get my keys and I'm going to leave. So, and I look, Dale, Sam told your ass, you better leave. But nope, you decided to stay. You said you're going to, look, no offense to Dale at all. Because I do feel sorry for the character from all the crap he's dealt with on Ruthless to just all the crap he's constantly unknowingly falling into in the Oval. He needs to get it. Like, what do you, I think Priscilla, somebody's like, what are you still doing here? Who's talking to you? Dale, just go somewhere. I don't know where you go, but just go somewhere. But he's trying to get his keys. Rich is like, was he here last night? Did you know about it? No, I didn't know. I have no idea. Sam said somebody was here. I don't know. Yeah, I'm going to leave. No, you're not. You're going to sit down. Then Nancy comes in. He's dead. I'm going to call the cops. Call the cops. I don't care. So Nancy actually calls Sam about the situation, and based off what happened in the last episode, first of all, Sam's like, okay, hey, Nancy, don't tell the police anything. I'm coming over there. Remember what Priscilla said about what would happen if he woke up in the house? So he steps out of bed. This woman has broken glass all over the floor. So he struggles to put his shoes on. To be honest, given how evil and wicked she's acting, I'm shocked Priscilla did not have broken glass in his shoes. No, seriously, I thought she would have broken glass in his shoes. Wait, didn't Victoria do the same thing to Hunter in the Residency White House? I think she did. Put broken glass on the floor for him to step on. It's just one of those things where this woman is something else. So she comes in looking smug, and he's trying to explain to her, like, really, are you really still doing this childish stuff? And then he's breaking down like, look, Richard stabbed his father. I got to get over there right now. This woman does not care. His father is dead. Oh, well, you figure something out. Where are my clothes? Burn them. This woman has burned all of his clothes like Angela Bassett in Waiting to Exhale. Love Taja, but Priscilla is the worst. Get a freaking divorce already. Why are y'all still together? Good Lord. All right, so Nancy and Dale are standing. Okay, yeah, they did release a clip, earlier during. They really need to start releasing clips like on Monday or something instead of doing it the same day. But they don't release as many clips as Sisters. So Nancy and Dale are outside talking to the police. The reporters are outside and everything, but they're not telling the cops anything. Priscilla swoops in, and for once she uses her, domineering demeanor to actually do something of importance. So she pretty much tells the police, like, look, the people, the man working here, Richard, the son of the guy who is, dead, he works for the White House, so there's certain protocols that need to be taking place. So we're going to talk to a lawyer, and we'll get back to you. So in the midst of this, Sam arrives, and he jumps out of his vehicle wearing a freaking kitchen apron. So you see him in nothing but like his wife beater, his boxers, and his socks, and dress shoes, so to speak. And then then the reporter's like, "This story is getting stranger and stranger." So this heifer, he's trying to get in, and Priscilla locks the door and is just laughing at him. It's like, I'll break the door down. Ooh, well, you go ahead and do that. It'll make for quite the story. So she goes in there to talk with Richard, and there's banging on the door, and everybody hears it. Dale's like, what's that? Is that another cop? Richard's like, no, that's Sam. Let him in. So I'm just sitting here like, Priscilla, if you want to be bitter and vindictive, this is not the time. For real, this is not the time. So Dale lets him in, and, Richard is exchanging glances or glares with Nancy because they're both asking the same thing. What happened? You ask her what happened. And then, they're just getting into a shouting match. It's like a 4-way exchange of bitterness, and Dale's like, hey, can we all come down? Who's talking to you, Dale? Okay, never mind. So Dale decides to up and leave. So Sam is telling Richard, like, look, come over to my house. You can stay with me. And it's like, you don't have a house. It's like, Richard, come on. And Nancy's like, well, I'm not leaving my house. This is not your house. I'll drag you out of here. So Sam's like, look, Richard, come with me. Priscilla will stay here with Nancy. So after they go, Priscilla is talking with Nancy like, this is all my fault. Priscilla's like, no, it's not. Yes, it is. Stop trying to this. Y'all know better than the sisters trying to sugarcoat one of your girls when they clearly admitted to something that is their fault. Now, Priscilla needs to go to work. Obviously, a lot of stuff went down at the White House last night, so she needs to go. It's like, look, I'll be calling you throughout the day. And Nancy's like, oh, I wish Dale was here. It's like, and Dale's like, oh, I actually left my keys again. Sorry about that. And Priscilla's like, yeah, look, stay with Nancy. You're like, what? So after Priscilla leaves, Nancy Oh, actually, for those of you who have been asking the same question I have, it's like, where's Miss Jody? Apparently, she's out of town. But Priscilla asked about, the cameras that Jody has on her place that might have, caught some action on them. So it's like, look, we need to ask Miss Jody about them cameras. Like, I know you said she might not have picked anything up, but let's not take any chances. So whenever Miss Jody gets into town, they'll handle that. I don't even know if she's in the season, to be honest, but I'm glad they addressed it. Now, when Dale sits down, I guess Nancy just hands over all the credit cards she has. Because remember, she doesn't make any money. This is all Richard's. She wants Dale to go to the store and get her more to drink. And he's like, I don't think that's a good idea. Look, just go to the store. Go on a shopping spree. He's going to pay for all this stuff. So it's like, a matter of fact, Dale, let me get my purse. I'm going with you. So poor Dale is just being pulled every which way. I mean, he has nowhere to go. Because even if he leaves the house, Kyle's going to track him down. And then if Donald finds out, he'll probably have him killed, shot or killed. I don't know. So over at the White House, because we spend like the first half of the episode at Richard and Nancy's, but it's understandable because there was a lot going down. Now, over at the White House, Kyle shows up to the monitor room, tells Alonzo to keep his mouth shut, and he takes some sort of like hard drive from behind one of the computers and he splits. And then Alan shows up and they chat a little bit about if everything has calmed down since last night. Like, yeah, everything is pretty much the same. Haven't heard anything from the residency. And when Alan gets to his office, there's some chick there named Rachel. She doesn't really explain who she is. All she says is that she was let in through the front gate. Alan goes off. He pretty much like calls, the person at the front, like, yo, you're not supposed to let anybody in unless it's from like the east or, west gate, not the north. And he just goes off on her and tells her to get the hell out of there. It's like, look, you're going to cause me to lose my job or something? You want the chief of staff to freak out? So she just gets dismissed. Kyle allegedly set the whole thing up just to see if Alan was still on his toes. This is kind of a test of hey, are you going to say anything? Are you bending the rules or anything? No. And if this was a test, he definitely passed with flying colors. And as always, he's just sick of your shit, Kyle. So from there, we go over to Sam and Richard, because they make it over to Sam's house. You don't have a house. Okay. So they're just talking because Sam's like, look, I got to go to work. No. Richard's like, I need to go to work. I need to get my mind off this. That is really sad when you think about it. Like, everything that's going on right now, son dead, he killed his father. His wife is, yet again sleeping with his father. Richard just has nothing but work to comfort him. And of course, as you all know, at the White House, it's just crazy right now. It is just, crazy is an understatement, but this man has nothing else. He doesn't. All he got is his friend Sam. And, he's questioning Sam about, like, why didn't you tell me about it? Well, for one, you were distraught over Barry, obviously, and for good reason. So the last thing I want you to do was something crazy. And, well, hey, things happen, man. So the gist of the conversation is, look, Richard, we can make this all go away. We just got to make sure Dale stays silent, even though he saw everything. And let's just say, it was late at night. Your dad got mugged and stabbed. Like, we can make this all go away, but you got to decide if this is something you want to do. It's like, do you think Nancy's going to talk? No, she's not going to talk. So that's what he'll do. He'll make a few calls, get a lawyer straight, and everything will be good. Because he's like, I get what you're saying. Like, I want Bobby to disappear myself after, him and Priscilla, but they haven't gotten freaky anyway. So, whatever. So from there, we go over to Donald and Lily's, and Donald's getting ready to go to work. Basically tells Lily to show up at the White House around 5 p.m. for a press conference. And, well, okay, how do you want me to look? What do you want me to wear? This, that, and the third. She's basically asking, she's acting obedient, but, Donald has an air of suspicion about, okay, what is she planning? Probably unaware about Brian, the officer he claimed he killed, but is still alive, contacting her recently. Now, he gets a call from Eli, who's, asking where he's at, and he's like, look, hey, sir, I'm coming in. Now, we go over to the Oval, and Eli and Victoria are talking. She's basically warning him to be cautious of Donald, and, she says they'll order breakfast because he had a rough night. And Hunter goes up to Jason's room and tells him, hey, we're going to the tunnels and you're going to take us through to the Oval. And from there, Alonzo has a brief conversation with Max. Yet again, it's just like, hey, is everything cool from last night? Man, been working here all night since you and Bobby left. We're about to do a changing of the guards, but everything is quiet right now. And tells Max, hey, you know what? I think Max might be up to something. Oh, this guy's always up to something. And after Alonzo bounces, Max calls calls Bobby and tells him to meet him in the parking lot when he gets to work because, he feels like Kyle is up to something. And the episode ends the way I predicted. Hunter, Jason, Agent Isaac, and like 4 other guards with guns show up and surprise Eli and Victoria. So that is the episode. I thought it was pretty solid. I have no doubt in my mind this episode is going to be better than the Sisters episode we're getting later tonight. Hopefully I'm wrong, but I doubt it. So with that being said, like and subscribe, and I will catch you in the next video.